let's do something stupid. There's no time to stop and think. Let's face it, if we don't do something stupid in this situation, you know, having a grenade next to us and maybe Lenny dying, we do need Lenny alive here. If we don't do something stupid, Lenny dies, we go off with Alpha. That's a horrific idea. I mean, this is a game, I prefer the exciting option. If this was real life, I'd fucking go with Alpha, because I'm not dumb. But it's a game, so it's fine. Your arm is moving before your brain even has time to catch up. With all your strength, you bring your elbow up, jamming it into Alpha's ribs. His abs are rock hard and send a jolt up your arm. Under normal circumstances, you probably wouldn't have even phased him. Ah! But you must have hit a wound because he cries out in pain and takes a step backwards, not bringing you with him. You bitch! He turns on you enraged, his eyes are wide and wild, and in that moment he looks crazier than any mutant. You see his finger coming off the safety lever like it's in slow motion. You're moving. You run towards Lenny, colliding and sending him falling backwards back into the cell. Boom. As you turn and try and close the heavy door, you are hit by a shockwave as the whole world seems to explode around you with deafening, terrifying brutality. Breath rushes from your lungs as you hit the back wall. The world goes mercifully dark and silent. I hope someone closed that door, because the mutants will come in very quickly otherwise. David. Up, David. Get up, David! Ears ringing, eyes burning, you can barely make out anything, until the pain starts filtering through. Your entire body feels useless, like it's broken. Finally, the room returns. I mean, be honest. That right there. That is just a huge grey filter over a room, isn't it? Though it's not much of a room anymore, more of a pile of rubble. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Come on, you gotta get up. You can see Lenny above you. You can feel his hands running over your face, frantic and too rough. Are we dead? Are you okay? Get up. Get up seems like the most reasonable course of action here. You place your trembling hands on the ground and try to push yourself up. But it's if you're made of jelly. Lenny takes your hand in his and helps you to your feet, holding you up while your weak, shaking legs adjust. Despite how much you ache and some not exactly pretty new injuries, you at least seem to be functioning. Suddenly Lenny pulls you into a hug. You're the dumbest asshole I've ever met. That was so stupid. Why did you why? Yeah, truth is, we couldn't let Lenny die. That's why. Letting him die would have been quite dumb. Moment of madness, as if you had a better plan. As if you had a better plan. I mean, that was it, pretty much. A plan? Is that what you're calling this? Since when were you fucking action gal anyway? Don't scare me like that, jeez. If it wasn't for that door doesn't really exist anymore. It's been blown off its hinges and the wall around it is crumbling. The corridor outside is also no more than a pile of rubble. The stairs leading up are gone, the concrete collapsing on itself. Come on. It's rubble. Just an FYI. This here, rubble. Still looks exactly the same to me, but just with a grey filter over it. It's whatever. There's not much left of Alpha. Over here. Lenny has found a hole in the wall. He takes a step through, then disappears. A moment later, his head pokes back out. I think we blasted through into a tunnel system. Oh yeah, this has no problem of going wrong, does it? Must be some kind of secret emergency exit? Though I bet this ain't supposed to be the access point. You hesitate, it's not exactly safe considering the still crumbling walls around you. What, you got a better way out of here? He holds out his hand. Come on, we're on a roll with these stupid decisions lately. You can't argue, taking his hand, you step into the dark. You walk through what quickly becomes the pitch black. Grasping each other's hands, you and Lenny accidentally hit space and skip to the next message. Here we are. You and Lenny feel your way along the walls. Every now and again you come to a dead end, but there are a lot of branching paths, so you continue to stumble on. I hope we ain't dumbling back on ourselves. Scrape. A noise comes from behind. You can't see it, but the shambling gates and low moaning is a dead giveaway. A mutant has followed you into the tunnel. Well, fuck shit. Lenny pulls you into an alcove, and without words, you know what to do. When the mutie passes by, sniffing around like a bloodhound, you both pounce. In the ensuing fight, you get a nasty scratch on the collarbone. Still, you manage to throw your body weight on the mutant to hold its flailing limbs. Air rushes past your ear as Lenny swings his arm and hits the mutant with something heavy, maybe a rock. You're not sure if the mutant is dead or just dazed, but Lenny doesn't wait around to find out. Come on! He grabs your hand again and starts dragging you along the tunnel faster than before. Hey! Suddenly you realise why. There are more sounds echoing off the tunnel walls now. There's more than one mutant down here, and they're scrabbling and snuffling their way through the dark after you. Well, fuck, that sounds bad. Christ! Is Death just gonna stop following us at some point? Where are they all coming from? Did the explosion somehow rip another opening to the tunnel somewhere else? Or are they just like you, desperately trying to find a way to escape this hellhole? You run as fast as you can, tripping and stumbling over uneven rock and debris all the way. No matter how many scratches and bruises you get, you don't stop for a moment, and neither does Lenny. Come on, come on, come on! Finally, you find some very faint light. That is very faint light. It's almost as if it's been edited in. I mean, I'm not saying it has been, but, I mean, the floor is slightly uneven. And sure, like, the rubble could be going up like that, but then there'd be a few sort of, like, up, down, up, down, up, down. Well, whatever. Heading towards it, you realise that you are coming to the end of the tunnel. The next thing you notice is the sound of the mutants have faded. Either they got lost in another tunnel, or they gave up the chase. And there, at the very end of the tunnel, a ladder. Oh, for fuck's sake. We're almost dying. Am I going to be able to get up a ladder? Ladies first. It's only once you start climbing you realise how weakened and hurt you are. You nearly fall from the 4th rung. Ah! But Lenny is right behind you, ready to support you with his chest behind you, and his arms are on either side of you. Take it easy, I'm here. Somehow you manage to slowly but surely haul yourself upwards, Lenny always only 2 rungs behind. And finally you reach the cool night air. Oh, come on. Honestly, the art is somewhat taking away from the experience. We climb up into the cool night air, and it's just day, but with a night filter, whatever. The few stars only give a little light, but it is as welcome as the sun on a winter's day. But as soon as Lenny is up, there's no time to bask. We have to keep moving. Looking around, you see that you've come out not far from the base. Yes, I know, we've been here like 1,000 times, I swear. It's not safe here if any mutants or surviving bandits find you out in the open. Let's go. You and Lenny start to head away from the base. The two of you keep running, then walking, then stumbling, until both of you finally collapse to your knees. So I get this was kind of my idea to come here, but didn't end very well, did it? Essentially, the place just ended up exploding. Fuck. Need to find some kind of shelter, but your body is so weak, so tired. Lenny is breathing heavily and sporting some new impressive injuries. You look down at yourself and take note of the equally impressive amount of blood on your clothes. Falling onto your back, you give up. A wind blows through and the sky begins to clear. Well, it's the first night, I guess. And at least the stars twinkle. Kind of. I'm trying to check if there's any 2 stars which are the same, but I don't think there are. Like, this one is ever so slightly different from this one, for example. See, I'm just looking at the light ones because they're easy. Although that one might be the same as that one. I'm basically just trying to figure out whether they're just copied and pasted with varying bits of light. But if they are, that's fine. Slightly odd-coloured moon. The stars shine down. It feels like a sign, like a reward. Holy shit. Lenny's body finally gives out and he falls forward, ending up lying half on top of you. That's going to hurt me quite a lot. Let him, hold him, tell him to move. I'll let him because I'm in so much pain. If I hold him, we're like literally just going to die at this rate. You remain like that, both puffing out heavy breaths against each other, unable to move. Would it be really dumb to just take a nap here? And that's exactly how the two of you pass out together. It's light when you wake, so it must be morning. The music entails that nothing is happening, so that's cool. Your body aches like it's been mangled, but you feel stronger. Lenny stands a little way away, looking back at the base. He turns when he hears you stir. Morning. Good morning. You both burst into laughter. You get to your feet, ouch, 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 and go to stand beside him. From outside and so far away, the base doesn't look any different, but inside, there must be another story. From this distance, you can just make out the shambling figures of mutants dispersing in various directions. I've been watching for a couple hours now. Looks like they're, done. They're all leaving. Ain't seen no soldiers. So that means all those men dead? You feel relieved. Why the fuck would I feel regretful? You remember where I was? Relieved. You breathe a sigh of relief. It's over. You're safe. We saw Alpha's dismembered body everywhere, so I think we're fine on that. Give it a little longer and we can go check out what's left. Once it seems safe, you both head back. Oh, this isn't going to go wrong. You walk through the main door, half expecting Alpha or one of his goons to be waiting, but there is no one. Inside the base is mostly harm, save for the various shades of red decorating the walls and a basically unusable basement. But god, the carnage. Even Lenny looks queasy. The only saving grace is that at least the mutants ate most of what they killed. Okay. He claps once and puts on an unaffected face. So, I guess this place is ours now. You gonna help me clean up? You stare open mouthed for a moment before answering, I'll be here for moral support. Awesome, thanks buddy. And with a little laugh, Lenny gets to work. And we get that Coco as well. That Coco hype. Oh my god, there's more. You're shitting me. There's more of this game. Is this the prologue? Hang on, it's not called a prologue, is it? It's called an epilogue. You know, the thing that happens after. I fucking hope it is. I hate games that sort of just go on too long. Like, I seem to remember, for example, Blue Rose was a very good game. But it did go on for too long. There's that moment where after everything's happened, you're sitting around and having breakfast. That's the joke. That's the stereotype. That actually happened in Blue Rose. I didn't think that was possible. I hope it doesn't happen here. 3 days later. Please don't be having breakfast. Early morning light filters in through the window and you wake slowly, feeling well rested. Lenny stirs beside you, his arm moving beneath your head. I think you killed my arm, babe. It's dead. You lift your head and relinquish your nice warm pillow. It tingles. I hope you appreciate the things I do for you. You ignore his complaining. Good morning, Lenny. Morning. He leans in and kisses you on the cheek. Oh, how... Ready for another beautiful day? You realise where we are? Later, you're walking through the hallways, assessing the state of the base. A lot of effort went into a clean-up operation. It's as good as it's ever going to be. There you are. Lenny is bent over the desk, fiddling with a broken radio. Oh, hey. You know, you really did a number on this thing, but I think I can get it working again. Start transmitting the signal again? Well, yeah, I mean, we were out there. Maybe there's someone else. The Lenny you used to know way back in the beginning would never have said that. Yeah, it's because now there are people he genuinely wants to find. That's why. You feel proud, apprehensive, hopeful. Hope blooms inside you. If other people really are out there, you can draw them here. As long as they don't turn out to be like Alpha and his men. And it's kind of a switch, right? But I don't feel scared anymore. Maybe because now we're sitting on top of an armory? That probably helps. Your hand falls to the handgun at your hip, your very own lifted from the army stocks. You think of the enormous stockpile of food and water, enough to last many people for many years. Plus all those jeeps and the fuel to run them. I suppose we've got here, isn't it? Something's going to happen. Something has to happen. You know, I wasn't so hot on it at first, but actually it ain't too bad. The company used to suck, but well... Lenny grins and pulls you in for a kiss. The days, weeks pass slowly and peacefully. The radio signal is back up and reaching out. In fact, its reach is even longer than before. Lenny had some harsh words to say about the bandits' amateur setup and managed to fix the radio and then some. So hang on a minute, he knew how to perfectly fix a radio? Like, perfectly? But he didn't know how to fix a CD player. In fact, it was completely... whatever. Today, you're heading outside for some solo shooting practice. So, I need practice? The thought must pass through your mind, what if I kill Lenny, right? That must be a thing at some point. We're in no danger now, so it's fine. We can go back to hating him. Everything's wonderful. Today, you're heading outside for some solo shooting practice. Maybe it's just because you've gotten used to it, but this wasteland doesn't seem as hot and dead anymore. Yeah, it's probably the big thing you're inside, which is all yours, and no one else is in it, and it's safe. Probably that. Oops. The sun still shines with unrelenting brightness, but the air doesn't seem so thick, the wind isn't as still. Or maybe you're becoming a real dust girl. Dust bowl girl now. Dust girl, something completely different. A nightmare to any cleaner around the world. Huh? Suddenly you notice a figure in the distance. Lenny is standing out in the middle of the field around the base. He hasn't noticed you. You head over, eyes fixed on his lonely back as he looks out at the world and wonder what he is thinking. Maybe about everything he's lost. Or everything ahead. As your boot crunches a stone underfoot, he turns towards you. And his smile takes your breath away. Does it, though? Just want to remind. He has gone through a cave-in. Right? A cave-in. He's been beaten up mercilessly by Alpha and that lot. He's been on the end of a grenade blast. Fighting mutants with bare hands. He has, like, one bruise and a vague black, terribly drawn scar across his face. This is someone who's faring fucking well. So small, but so at peace. A smile you've never seen before. Hey, hey. Out of nowhere you feel tears start to prick their way to the surface. Lenny's eyes narrow with affection and he reaches out his hand. You reach back? Is there going to be a CG? No, there's not. Or is this the end? The end! It was, after all, just an epilogue. I'm fucking thankful for that. So, there's another way of saying this, right? This game was very good. If it doesn't make my top 10 at the end of the year, I will be surprised. I'll be very, very surprised. The story, it was very good. Normally, I'm that absolute fuck, right, who sits and watches a drama or, you know, Guess Who Did It, and within, like, 20, 25 minutes, you know perfectly well who's done it. This went into the army base, didn't even think that they're bandits and army, nothing like that. I chose to choose the army, and it turns out they were evil and looking to use me and, you know, brainwash me, etc. I didn't even think of that. That's good storytelling. They made me warm to the other people. It was really good. Like, the story the whole way through was really good. I'm still unsure about sticking Lenny on the smiting list, I'm perfectly honest. Because we did kind of need him throughout most of that, so... Very good game. Art let it down immensely. There's no two ways about that. I swear, at the end there, I saw 2 or 3 people who worked on, like, sprites or arts or something. Where? Beyond Lenny, was there anything else to do? Everything else was a silhouette. Everything else was... not done properly. I mean, simply put. Everything else was just like blurred backgrounds or, oh, it's a dark filter over a light day. Like, no, it's not how you do art, damn it. But overall, it was a very good game. And now I've got to think of something else to play as well. So, that's fun. As per usual, thank you very much for watching. You've gotten through 21 parts, I think it is. Well done, you. I mean... It's normally like 30% of people make it through this far, so thank you so much for watching. You have my love. I don't know who you are. A lot of you don't comment. The silent majority, as if you will. Don't worry. I watch YouTube videos the same way. When I go to other people's YouTube videos, I like them. That's it. I very rarely comment, quite frankly. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Now I've just got to think of what to play next. And let's try and make it something good as well, shall we? Appears to be a lack of that recently. Thank you very much for watching, Spiders. My name's been Tenarium, and goodbye.